Welcome to the PHF podcast. My name is Michael Babcock. I am the host of this podcast, hosted by the Portage Health Foundation. We are in the midst of our Giving Tuesday series, where we interview the leaders of the amazing nonprofit partners we have this year for Giving Tuesday. That includes Simple Kindness for Youth, otherwise known as SKY. And we are here today with Lynnette Borree. Lynnette, I'm going to let you do the introduction. Tell me about Simple Kindness for Youth and what you guys do.
Yeah, well, we're unique in that we are an all-volunteer organization. We don't actually have an office space or people that we employ. It's all volunteer, so all the money we raise goes directly to helping students. And what we do is, if a teacher or other professional that's working with a student in the three-county area, Borree, Houghton, or Kewanna counties, sees that there's some financial obstacle getting in their way, what they can do is apply with a really simple, like half-page, one-page form to get some grant money from us to help purchase that item for the student. So it's up to $175 a student per school year. The criteria we leave up to the teachers to decide who's in need. We purchase all sorts of things, books, winter clothing, jackets, hockey registration fees, anytime that, there's a financial obstacle for a student, we're there to help to eliminate that obstacle.
This is one of the most amazing organizations. How long have you guys been around?
We've been around since about 2004, 2005. We got started.
Which is crazy. So that's a long time. That's 15 years. And I went before last year's Giving Tuesday. I had not heard of you guys, and that's kind of by design. You guys are kind of behind the scenes. Your core audience you guys are really trying to reach is teachers, and all the teachers know about you.
Yeah, we've been excited. When we first got started, I remember that first year, I think we gave out like $3,000 in grants, and we were all celebrating and saying, I can't believe we raised $3,000. Now, last year we gave out $41,000 in grants. It's been one of our biggest years. So we've given out hundreds of thousands of dollars in grants. And I think a lot of our board members have been around the whole time. We have some people come and go, but we're just blown away with how supportive the community has been.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that surprised me is I hadn't heard of you guys, but that didn't mean that that other people hadn't heard of you, because you guys received a lot of money donations last year. Tell me about how you guys were able to use those Giving Tuesday funds. And I remember when you guys got your check, you're like, this is the biggest check we've ever seen. This is a lot of money.
We are so grateful to you guys for Giving Tuesday. I mean, it's been unbelievable. COVID has hit us on a couple of different fronts. On one side, we've got more family members in need and more poverty in our area. And so our resources and our funds are needed more than ever before. But then on the other side, we're not able to do some of the typical fundraising that we would do because of COVID. So usually we'd have a big dinner at the Miskawabik, we'd have chicken bingo. We were just getting these annual events really, going, and people are excited about them, but then it shut us down. So, luckily, because of the Giving Tuesday money, we were able to provide for every single grant that came our way. So yeah, it was a record-setting year, $41,000 we gave out, but we were able to provide for it. So we're very fortunate. So Giving Tuesday has helped a lot. It's definitely one of our biggest sources of income to help students.
Excellent. If you want to support Simple Kindness for Youth, otherwise known as SKY, it is extremely easy to do that. All you need to do is go to phfgive.org/Giving Tuesday. Go to the Donate Now button, and you can select Simple Kindness for Youth as your donor, and then all of your money that you make will be eligible for our match. We are matching up to $200,000 this year, which is amazing. And you just make your donation that way, or you can do it via mail if you want to send us a check, or you can even drop it off at our office. All that information is available at phfgive.org/Giving Tuesday, and we'd love to have you make your donation. My first experience with your organization was when I got this awesome mug. So I wanted to show off that mug. I was really excited about it. For other organizations, I can be bought out with a mug. It means that you get my full support, which honestly, I give all 18 organizations my full support, so it doesn't matter. But I really like the mug anyways. Tell me about your first experience with the organization. When did you first hear about it? How did you first get involved?
Yeah, well, I was one of the founding members. There were a group of us, but there was a similar organization in the Escanaba area. And, I'm working as a school psychologist, so I go to a lot of meetings, and we say, I wish we had the funds to just pay for this for the kid. We know it would make a big difference. And I got tired of not having an answer to that. And so I heard of a similar organization in the Escanaba area, and I came back here and I talked to a group of people I worked with, and I said, you know, here's this idea tossing around. You know, what do you guys think? Do you want some? It would take a lot of work to get set up, probably, but do you want to do it? And they said, absolutely. We don't have to think about it. We're in. So a group of us got together. And some were community members. Some people worked for the ISD or were teachers, and formed it. And it just took off after that. We've been so excited. Yeah, it's a great board of directors, really friendly people. They
Yeah, we
work
got to
hard.
meet a few of you guys last year during the Czech presentation. It seems like a really fun group of people.
Yeah.
What I guess what schools do you guys serve? Is it all Houghton County? Is it all Houghton Keweenaw? Is it Baraga, Ontonaga? What schools is it?
Yeah, it's Baraga, Houghton, and Keweenaw counties, and the age range is all the way from birth to 1 year past high school. So if you have a kid that just graduated and you know they're having a hard time, you know, getting a microwave for their apartment, or you know, we just paid for someone to attend, help to go to a welding class so they can, you know, get started. And we actually just this year we had some requests for some kids that weren't even born yet. They needed car seats for when they were born. So I guess we broke that birth to 1 year past high school rule. But
Yeah. That's impressive, the way that you guys are able to serve such a large group. So you've been at the organization since it started. Obviously, this is not part of your job. You don't have to do this. What drives you and other board members to have stuck with it for so long?
Well, you know, one of the things that happens when we give out grant money is we ask if the students can send thank you notes. And so they do. They're really great about sending thank you notes. We've had kids send in pictures. You know, we've helped to pay for tuxedo rental or prom dresses. And sometimes we get pictures of the kids in their prom outfits when they're going to the prom. We've paid for things like, you know, if you're taking a shop class and you want to make something, kids have made you in order to take it home, you have to pay for the materials. And sadly, there are some families that can't afford to do that. And so we've helped to pay for those things. And kids have taken pictures of their projects. So as we get together as a board, we pass around the thank you notes from students, and that's what it's all about, right? And so that's their payment. Nobody gets paid. It's just feeling good from those thank you notes that puts the gas back in the tank.
I love it. And I forgot, I was going to ask about this. You guys have a dinner at the Misquabic Club every year. How do I get the invite to that?
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, this year we're not doing it,
Right.
you know, because of COVID, but yeah, it's on our Facebook page. We communicate a lot on our Facebook page. We also have a email listserv. If you don't do Facebook or social media, you just want to get an email to keep informed. You can email us at info@simpлекindnessforyouth.org. It's info@simpлекindnessforyouth.org, and we're pretty good at getting back to you quickly. So if you want to sign up for our email listserv, just send us an email and let us know.
Perfect. So what I just heard is I got the private invite by joining an email list that I can do this. That's going to be great. I can't wait to join you guys next year for that. Also, you said a chicken bingo. Tell me what chicken bingo is. I'm like hearing that, and I love bingo. I love chickens. So I'm wondering how that can come together.
Yeah, we just did it. You know, the last few years we started it. It's been so fun. And it's more just about contributing back to the community and having fun. So as part of Bridge Fest the last few years, what we did was we have live chickens, and we give biographical profiles of each of the chickens on our Facebook page to get people excited. And then down by the waterfront, we have a large square with numbers on it in a fenced-in area. And then we sell tickets with numbers on it. And the chicken is released onto the board. And when the chicken does its business on one of the numbers, that person wins a bunch of money. So it's just been really fun. Buster Roberts has been our MC for the last few years, and he's a riot. We've gotten a really big turnout, and it's become a really fun part of Bridge Fest.
That event makes me realize how much I missed the real world in 2020.
Yeah,
that sounds like such a hoot, and I'm just picturing a gorgeous summer day, because Bridge Fest is always a gorgeous summer day, except for that 1 year where we had a giant flood. And I'm just picturing it like going out. No, it sounds like so much fun. So that'll be fun to get a part of. So make sure you get involved with these things. They're really fun. It's a great way to support this organization after Giving Tuesday. I'm going to take a quick time out here to talk a little bit about some of the Giving Tuesday things we have going on. In addition to the Giving Tuesday donation, where we're matching up to $200,000, we have a new thing this year with restaurants involved. So if you are a restaurant that's interested in getting involved, what we do is we ask you to commit a certain amount of your sales on Giving Tuesday itself to give back to the 18 nonprofits across the board. And if you do that, we are going to add you to our list and be promoting you throughout the day as a partner for Giving Tuesday. And we are doing this in large part because we want this Giving Tuesday to be a celebration, something that goes out and it's part of our community. On Bridgefest, we get together and we play chicken bingo and we go on parades and we do all that stuff. For Giving Tuesday, we want to see our community out and active. And out celebrating. This year, it's not quite the same because we obviously can't go into restaurants, but you can get food to go. And so far, we have 3 restaurants that have signed up. We have Geno's of Hancock. They're the newest ones that have signed up. So if you call or order online from Geno's, you can get your food, and 10% of your sales will actually be going back to the Giving Tuesday nonprofit partners. Or you can work with our 2 bakery partners this year so far, which is Need to Cook and Teach to Taste. Both of them can be found on Instagram or Facebook. Search for them. Again, Need to Cook. That's KNEAD. That's Emily Johnson from Jeffers High School. She teaches there. And Teach to Taste is another Margaret Hansen, a hobby farmer over here in Hancock. And both of them are doing a thing where if you order on Tuesday, a percentage of the sales that day will go back to the Giving Tuesday partners. You can pick it up Saturday at the Main Street Calumet Cool Market, they call it this time of year. So again, if you know any other restaurants that are interested in participating, there's information about this at phfgive.org/givingtuesday. We'd love to have you guys sign up to be one of our restaurant partners. We hope that day you will go out and both support these nonprofits and support these restaurants, because it's a pretty incredible thing for our community that we have restaurants that are in such a hard year still willing to sign up and help these nonprofits like this. Again, all of that information, phfgive.org/givingtuesday, including where you can make your donation. Just make sure you select Simple Kindness for Youth, and we will make sure that donation gets matched. Anyways, back to you, Lynette. We have all kinds of cool stuff going on with Simple Kindness for Youth. I am really happy to hear you say the things you've said so far. But let me hear one success story. And I want to preface this a little bit by saying, give me one story where if people just are, for the first time, they're finding out Sky exists, what is one thing they need to know that's going to make them go, wow, that is an organization I want to support?
Yeah, it's so hard to pick because there are so many great things, great stories with Sky. We purchased calculators, books, instrument rentals, so many things. But I think one of the stories I always come back to, one of my favorite, is that there was a foster care family that was in the area, 2 girls that were in foster care, and were getting bounced around from place to place. And they were about to move from yet another school where they had made some really good friends, but they just wanted a yearbook, right? Just a yearbook, so that they had pictures of all their friends they made that year. And it was such a simple thing. I mean, was that like $20, $25? And so just a small thing like that, sometimes just a little bit of money, can make such a big difference in a child's life. And they sent us some thank you cards that were, just heartwarming, like how important it was for them to remember those friends they made. So yeah, there's so many there. We've had, we had a drummer too that we gave drumming lessons to, and he came back after he's kind of traveled the United States as a really, successful musician where he makes his living at it now. And he's come back and said how grateful he is for the opportunities for him to have lessons. It's hard to pick one, Michael, but
Right.
There's a lot of great stories out there.
Well, and it's one of the things that's, proof of the success you guys have had, as you said now, you guys, when we first started, you had $3,000 total. And this last year, you're up to $41,000 total. That's the difference in 15 years is incredible. And now you guys can have a max of 175. What did it start at? I know it didn't start that high.
No, it started at $50. So we had a $50 limit. And it's amazing. Like as our grants increase, so does our fundraising. It's just, we remark at it all the time, where we've never had to go back to zero and deny grants. Every time we're worried about it, some funds come in. And that doesn't speak, our board is great, but our community here is so great. And they know that, they have a really vested interest in taking care of our local kids. And I just think it speaks to our community a lot that we've been able to carry on and give out as many funds as we can.
And it also helps. I know that we hear from things in the news and everywhere else about how teachers often have to pull money out of their pocket to help their students, and that's just a reality of life. And especially probably I would think that's even more true in our community, where the need is a lot higher. The average income in our area is a lot smaller. Especially when you get into Barriga County and some of our other areas of our community, where there's just incredible amounts of unemployment and people that are underemployed. So having this kind of opportunity, and then you factor in the other side of that, the teachers, the salaries in our schools in our area aren't as good as they are in some other areas, and schools are doing their very best to provide the best that they can. But that's just a reality sometimes when you live in a rural area. So to have an organization like this take that off of the teacher's shoulders, I think is really incredible, and something that could definitely use your support. Again, phfgive.org/Giving Tuesday. We're matching up to $200,000 this year. Tell me a little bit about, and you've kind of hinted at it, but with COVID this year, that's really obviously changed things for your organization. What has it meant for your board to have a global pandemic like this, overtake the year?
Yeah, the other part of my job too is I'm looking at data with the different schools and see how kids are impacted by having to go to virtual learning and things. And there does seem to be some unevenness with who's affected. And so we want to make sure that kids that don't come from wealthy families still have access to all the materials that they need, if it's virtual learning or at-home learning. And so we have been very fortunate, and teachers are watching out for those kids. And I know we've sent out a lot of books this year. So, I know it's harder to have access to the school library and the community libraries. And so we've sent out a lot of books so kids have books in their homes. We've helped with technology a bit too. Sometimes, families have multiple children in their home and they're all trying to go online with one Chromebook. And so we've helped by purchasing additional Chromebooks for families. All sorts of things to help with that pandemic piece. And yeah, it's impacting our ability to fundraise, but we will make money however we need to. We want to support the need that's out there, and that need is greater because of COVID.
Excellent. So again, if you want to support this organization that's clearly giving back to our community in many ways that are really hard to showcase, because it's hard to say what a fresh set of clothes, new stick of deodorant, and toothbrush will do to a child, because oftentimes it's not just like, hey, I got this stuff and I'm better. It makes them more confident every day they wear it. It makes them just be able to achieve higher throughout all of the things that they do in life. So if you want to make sure you can get out there and support that, please donate to Simple Kindness for Youth, especially in a year where they've had to spend more money while not having the same fundraisers that they usually do. I think we're going to finish up here by asking you what people can do to support you guys. I know you mentioned there's an email newsletter. Tell me a little bit about that and what people can expect if they subscribe to that.
Yeah, so if you subscribe to our email listserv, you'll just be aware of fundraising events. Every once in a while, someone will say, hey, we don't deal in materials, but every once in a while, someone might say, hey, there was a fire. Does anyone have an extra bed for a family? And so we put that out there too. But we just let people know if there's any fundraising coming up. Sometimes we let them know about some success stories, share some thank you notes with the names eliminated from students, things like that.
Excellent. And what's your website and Facebook page?
It's our website is www.simpлекindnessforyouth.org. And our Facebook page is, if you just search for Simple Kindness for Youth, it'll come up. Yep.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank you for Lynette for joining on the podcast here today. And if you're out there listening, make sure you subscribe and listen to the other podcasts, especially in this Giving Tuesday series, to highlight our many amazing nonprofit partners. Again, to make your donation, phfgive.org/Giving Tuesday. Thank you, Lynette, and we'll talk to all of you guys next time.
Michael, thank you so much, and good luck to all the other great organizations out there too.